new Loco Station Casino. Now, Durango Casino, I do like the theme in there because it feels like a strip casino. It's very luxurious. However, I remember when it first opened, man, this thing was like super crazy busy. And just to play some of these games were just so pricey. I couldn't believe it, but pricing has dropped a little bit. Now, I did play craps here like twice, and I think it was like minimum of $25 a hand. And I actually made some money, which is really good. However, it's starting to slow down now, but it is also a good casino. And right here, we are literally off of Durango and the 215, and we're probably about like 15-20 minutes away from Harry Reid International, also on the strip too as well. But today I will be heading out to a product by KB Homes, and it's literally right off of Sunset and the 215, and the pricing on this is roughly about, I think it was like $550. You can get into like a 2,000 square foot home option, you know, 3 bedrooms with a loft, or you can even go 4, even up to 5 bedrooms, believe it or not. They've got models from like 1,700 square feet all the way up to, I think, a 2469 model. But there's a lot of development out here. Look at all this, man. All right, we're gonna go this way. Look at that casino. All right, so you see this property right here? This property right here was a standing inventory property. And it's about 2,000 square feet, about 2,100 square feet, 2-car garage, 3 bathrooms, then you have 3 bedrooms and also a loft. Now, I was here probably about 3-4 days ago. I had a client that was interested in buying the home, and the client's still interested in buying the home. However, it got sold. It's currently under contract with another buyer. And I think this is important. I want to share this with you, that if you are planning on buying a home like out here in Las Vegas, okay, you have to understand that what you hear on the news where the housing market is collapsing, that just depending on which city you go to. Look at this bird. Now, the thing about this is it took a while for my client to make a decision, and the incentives at that time that we were able to get, if we decided to use our lender, we were going to get 3% of the base price to be paid towards closing costs or the buy down. So we're going to use it for the buy down, so that way the client has a better monthly payment. And that was roughly about $16,000. Then also we were able to get like another $13,000 off the price. Now keep in mind, this home, based upon the standing inventory, they've already cut down the price to like $565. Then we would get another $13 off of it, and basically we could do a buy down rate or use that money towards our closing costs. Now keep in mind, with some of these closing costs, right, depending on the type of loan that you have, and this goes for any seller, brand new or resale, the seller can only contribute a certain percentage of the total price. So FHA, you can literally go all the way up to 9%, I believe. Conventional is only 3% that the seller can contribute max, but also depending on the type of conventional. So like at 5%, okay, you can only get 3% contributions from your seller. Now, if you put down 10%, you can actually get up to 6% towards closing costs. But if you can get your 6%, you need to make sure the verbiage is this, okay? It's not up to 6%. You want to absorb the full amount towards recurring and non-recurring closing costs. However, the bad thing about this is that my client wanted additional another $20,000 off the price. I said, look, this is a great deal. You got to take the deal, because you're not going to get a location like this, because on the exit strategy, if you ever decide to sell it, you'll be able to sell it very quickly. If you want to rent it out, you'll be able to rent it out quickly. And I also explained to this client, hey, if you take too long to make this decision, somebody can go under contract on this home. And that was a chance that my client was willing to take. And I literally just got an email this morning, and also my client, that somebody now had put a deposit on the home. My client is like super bummed about it. And sometimes as a buyer, you really got to go through this sometimes. And this is what I realized. Sometimes when I work with buyers, I understand the market so good, right? Because I have my posts on the market. And when I tell my clients to move forward, sometimes they don't, because they think it's just like a sales tactic. But it's not. It's going to be a case-by-case basis. And this is just a learning lesson for my client and also buyers out there. You got to get with an agent that really understands their market and really has a post. if your agent says, hey, this is a good deal, you got to pull the trigger, this is what could happen, you may want to take that into consideration. Now, this doesn't happen all the time. This happens maybe, I'm going to say 6 times out of all my clients that I close in a year, right? And this is roughly out of 120 transactions right now, right? It's just a learning lesson. But the problem with this learning lesson is that as a buyer, you end up dwelling on, not getting this property, and every other home that we see now compared to this, what happens is you end up coming back to this property and you're like, oh man, I wish I would have got this deal. So all I'm saying is, if you're a potential buyer out there, okay, number one, obviously you got to screen your agent. They got to know exactly what's going on, and you really got to trust them. And if you're an agent, your job is not to convince them. Your job is to educate them. And if they are willing to ask for more money, and you can't get that deal done because you know what the margins are, but they want you to submit the offer, sometimes you got to do that and go through the whole learning process. Your client has to go through that, and they got to feel the lumps and the bumps. And probably next time, what will happen is when you explain to them, hey, this is how it works, they're probably going to take your advice. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to head to the models, and we're going to tour the models together. All right, so before I show you guys the models really quickly, I just got a text from some random person, and this has to do with a couple videos that I had done in the past where we talked about, like, I'm starting to move forward with taking on listings this coming year, and my marketing strategies and the plans that I have, and how I go about like the mailers as far as marketing campaign. Well, believe it or not, it's starting to work. So I know it works. So check this out. So I literally just got a text, and he goes, and I don't have the name or anything, I just have the telephone number, so it's just a random text. So this is one of the first letters that goes out. Hey, we have a listing that's coming up. It's not on the market yet. This person just sends me a text and says this: do you have some information that you can send for the house on Lone Mountain? At this point, as a salesperson, you just don't want to text the information on over to this potential lead. So the question is, as a salesperson like I am, okay, how do we extract the name and also the email address for future follow-up? Okay, so the question that I had asked him right after, I go, what is your email? So now he provides me his email, right? Then after he sends me his email, I ask him, hey, can you provide me the address that you are talking about? I currently have a few properties in Lone Mountain. Reason why I'm doing this is because we do have a couple properties in the area, and we need to identify which property is he talking about, so obviously I can email him the right information. Then I waited a few minutes. However, in his email, we have his first initial and then his last name, but I don't know his name, right? I could go about this 2 ways. I could just send him a quick text as well. Hey, what's your name, by the way? But also, right now, this potential client wants the information. So what do? You should be contacting this person. So that's what I did, because I want to establish the relationship right off the get-go immediately, and I want to know his name. Now, I did call. Sometimes they're not going to answer the phone. However, he has provided me his first and his last name. So now I have his email address, first and last name, and telephone number. As soon as that's done, I automatically plug it into my phone. We already know the consumer's not gonna answer the phone, right? Because they don't wanna be harassed. So basically I just said, hey, look, I know you don't wanna be harassed, totally fine, but I just want to get a little bit more information regarding the property that you're talking about. I can send you the videos, and also I can send you all the information that you need. However, don't have to call me back, just send me a text. The reason why I do this is because when somebody's interested in a product, or you are looking to purchase something, and including myself, like I'm trying to purchase another car right now, I don't want to be bothered and harassed by a sales guy. And I totally understand that, because this is a business where, as a salesperson, you have to build that relationship. So it's just like dating a girl. You can't just get with the girl and say, hey man, you want to do it? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work that way. You got to take your time. The girl's got to like you. You have to build that charm, you know what I mean? And then you have to have that vibe to connect. And again, it's about building relationships, man. And then he finally just sends me a text, and that's it, right? So I said, give me a minute, and I will email, because I'm currently driving, which is I am. And he says, thank you. So now I'm just gonna pull up the information. But now when I send him over the information, okay, I'm gonna send him the information directly through my landing page and the website, my personal website. So that way if he logs in, I can see exactly on the back end how long he has been looking at that property, and is he searching for other properties. Okay, so that's the reason why this is important. Now, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna just send him over the information, and also ask him, would you like me to send you over the video home tour as well, right? But I guess I ain't sending shit until I find my, what happened to my damn, I can't find my iPad, guys. Where is my iPad? I mean, hopefully that information does help for the agents out there. And also, if you are a buyer, you know what, agents go through too as well. Because it's all about nurturing the lead and prospecting. That's all we are, just a bunch of prospectors, right? Also, if you're thinking about buying a home, don't forget to visit lvhomeexperts.com. And I'm currently working on a new site as well, folks. All right, guys, so here are the 3 models here for the Upton. And, this is KB Homes. Now, keep in mind, I just kind of want to show you the office hours. It looks like they're open from Monday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. So Monday, that means they have meetings. Tuesdays to Sundays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. But this will change during the winter time, and they'll leave around 5 o'clock. Oh, my man. Jeremy, what's up? Okay, real quick, if you're thinking about purchasing a home, this is my go-to guy, Jared. Super cool dude. Okay, check him out. Okay, guys, let me just show you this right here. 3 different tile options right here. This is actually comes standard. Here is your countertops right here. So it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me know which one you guys like the best. And also with the tile, typically a lot of consumers will go this one because it does have some gray. So this comes standard in the wet areas. However, just for a little bit more, you can actually upgrade the whole first floor. So if this is going to be a rental, this is the direction I would go. We've got more of a darker cabinet, kind of a birch, and more of a natural light color. If I had to pick one, it would definitely be this. You do have some options and upgrades at the design studio. And here is for your bathroom countertops, which is, I love this ivory color one right here. White surface. Beautiful, right? All right, I'm just gonna blast through this real quickly for you guys, but I'm gonna have this on the first channel, so you need to check this out. This is the biggest model. This is the 2469. This is the best model. However, this one does smell like shit because there's something wrong with the sewage, which is, I've already told Jared, y'all need to get rid of this because every time I walk in there, smell like sewage, right? Here, the only thing is that you need to be aware of, a lot of these home builders are doing these side yards to get more yard space because the land cost right now is very expensive. You have an option for a bedroom downstairs and 4 upstairs with a loft. That is typically the #1 seller. Let's go take a look at this model right here. And I think this is the 2069 model, this is a good one too right here. And I love the floor plan for the downstairs. So let me show you this real quick. So as we come in, go upstairs, but look how open this is for entertaining, guys. Seriously, right? Nice little cute backyard. Then we're gonna go take a look at the 17, I think it's 1786 or something like that. Also, if you guys haven't had a chance to subscribe to this channel, I'm out here on a Sunday working my butt off and I need your help. I literally ran a 5K for you guys. 1768 square feet. Now, this one is not that bad, but let me show you the color of this cabinet. Before, this was an in, but now it's starting to come in. The only thing that sucks is that this right here, keep this in mind. You buy something like this, you're gonna have these type of discolorations in here. Also, the contract says basically the materials and the supplies will not look exactly the same. So if that comes up and that's more of a natural color, they're gonna leave this. However, can I actually fight this and get this removed for you guys? Yes, you can, because this is more like a shaker cabinet. You can just replace the inside here. Very easy to do. You just gotta know how to talk to the builder and you just gotta know how to ask, and that's how you're gonna get what you want, okay? So again, if you wanna check this out, make sure to check our first channel. Great neighborhood. Love the location. Like I said, it's great for rentals, or if you ever decide to sell it, bam, you sell it just like that. All right, so you may know I'm currently shopping for a car and I'm pretty torn because right now we got 2 luxury vehicles, 1 exotic, and I'm thinking about getting a Honda Civic Type R, but Acura has a new one that came out, which is the Integra S, but there's actually one that is not in production yet. They're thinking about building it and releasing it, which is the Acura Type S HRC, which is Honda Racing Corporation. I don't know if that's going to come out or not, but I do like these Acuras. But if I get an Acura, it's definitely got to be a Type S, because I want a manual car that I can drive stick, right? And just have some fun with it. Now, this is not a car that we need. This is just something that I probably shouldn't be buying because we already have 3 cars. But the 2 cars that we use is the Escalade, which is mine. Then Jessica has her BMW. And if one of our cars goes into the shop because it needs an oil change or something like that, she can just jump in the other car and I can jump in the other car. But we want a manual car so that way we can drive and have some fun with. I don't see nothing here. I don't see it. I thought they would have something, but they don't have it. They do have a lot of SUVs though for some reason. It seems like nobody's buying these SUVs. It's kind of hard to go back. You like this better or the Honda Civic hatchback? Alright, still debating Honda Civic hatchback Type R or the Acura Integra S. Honda Civic's better, huh? I don't know, but the one that I seen online looks a lot doper. But I think those are kind of like the standard models.